Eddie from Food for Thought. This is going to be a new instruction video for Instructables. So anybody who's watching from Instructables, thank you very much for joining us. This is I just wanted to take the time on showing you the build. Obviously the pictures were before this part of the video. On that I completed in the summertime. It was originally just a lean-to in the summertime with just tarpaulin on two sides and then bug netting to keep the bugs out. Because obviously for rabbits you want a flow of air. But let me introduce you. This is my rabbitry. So in this 100, it's actually less than 100 square feet. It's a 12 by 8 shed that I built myself. And you can tell it's built by myself because there's not a straight line in the place. I am the worst builder in the world, but this works. It definitely works. So I wanted to explain small space farming. In this rabbitry, I have 12 does and 3 bucks. And within 100 square feet, I can produce over 3,000 pounds of meat per year for my family in 100 square feet. So what it takes is lots of cages. I actually could have more, because these are actually for the does. I actually have 4-foot cages. The cages are much bigger than if you go into the more the bigger rabbitries, you know, the industrial size guys. You know, they're more like my buck cages were like 30 inches. I prefer to have the females having a lot more room. So even if I have a nest box in, which I'll give you the tour and I'll show you the nest boxes, the does have a lot of room, even with the nest boxes in there, which I think is much more beneficial for the treatment of these guys. So on this side of the rabbitry, I have 8 cages. They are 4 foot by 2 foot by 15 inches, and then 4 stacked up. The ceiling on this side is like 8 feet high, and I've got, you know, space for storage of, you know, bottles and extra bottles and whatever. Why I'm saying 3,000 pounds worth of food for your farming. One rabbit can produce about 300 pounds of meat per year, because if she can have I lost my words. If she has 8 litters per year, which isn't, you know, which is breeding them at not a huge rate, and they're actually better. They are benefit from being pregnant. You know, their bodies maintain themselves a lot more. It's what they're naturally supposed to do. So they benefit from that. So 8 litters per year. Average is approximately 8 kittens per year, per litter. Mine actually produce a little bit more than that. Some have produced like 6, but on general it's like 10 to 12. So that's why there's an average. So if they produce their litters the way that they do, then a male, a female, and this is from the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, and their average, and you know, and I can confirm that these guys will easily produce, you know, 300 per year. Each rabbit, when they're culled, weighs about 5 pounds. So that's where the numbers, you know, you get the numbers. So yeah, so that's where, you know, the 3,000 feet, 3,000 pounds for 100 square feet. But let me take this off and I'll show you the build from the inside. Okay. As you can see, I still have the tarpaulin on the inside. You've got the wood paneling on the other side. I'm actually going to strengthen that up. I just wanted that up for the winter time. I'm actually going to strengthen that up. So as you can tell from here, it's only like, you know, I don't know what that is. you know, 5/8 or something like that. I don't know. But you got 2x4s, you know, all the way round in the corners. You got some right around there. So every 2 feet or so, you got 2x4. Then on this side, to strengthen the roof, then you got 4x4 beam, which runs up to the beams up here, which run horizontally. So there's, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm actually going to put a 7th and an 8th down a little bit further. But from this, obviously, there's heating in here for the winter time. The floor, the roofing at the moment is just thin board, like the 5/8 chipboard. Again, that's going to be replaced in the springtime with a more permanent roof. But I have everything I absolutely need within here. There is lighting. I actually run just an extension cable out here to give me power. And then the same on this side. This side I've actually only got 3 because obviously the slope of the roof. Because you know, obviously this side has to be lower. I can't have a flat roof. But the same on this side. You got the 4x4 beam, and then, you know, right across the back. I do not have a beam in the middle here, which I do on that side. So I've got a 4x4 beam there and there. But because of the size of the cages that I wanted in here, it would have been okay if I'd had 4-foot cages here, but because these guys are 30 inches cages, I didn't have the space to put that there. So I just cut that one out, and it's actually down at the bottom. You know, I just actually cut that out, so there's not an issue here. It's very, very, very strong. So it's, for me, it wasn't the easiest build in the world for me because I did this on my own, and I'm not a tradesman. My brother would have been able to put this up probably faster and better than me, but it does. So if I can do it, you can do it. So 3,000 pounds of meat, 100 square feet. But also, after the byproduct of rabbits are manure and urine, which are major for plants. So you got the manure and urine. You're able to put all the compost, but you can put all the manure, dig it within a natural compost, and you can build raised beds. And then I've got one here. This is my food digester, but I've got, so it's 1, 2, the straw bale garden there, and then a big raised bed, and then in the middle here I'm going to put these pallets. So this wood here, I've actually got to cut that bit off there. This wood here is actually an old futon, an old wooden futon. So, and you can tell this is quite a sloping garden. So I've put on legs at the front of the futons. Let me get down here, and then I'm just going to nail or screw the pieces of 2x4 that's there, which levels up. So I'm going to have stepping garden beds. I thought that would be a better idea rather than just let this go to waste. Because it was just basically a wasteland of weeds, which was perfect for feeding the rabbits, but I thought I wanted an area that was going to feed my family rather than that, and I've got an area that I can actually go and cut weeds down. So then you've got my 4 compost bins here that's obviously almost full because of, or they are full because of it, and I'm actually giving them a compost away to my neighbours now. So although they don't like me just now because of the rabbits, they will soon because they're getting free compost. Beautiful compost. So this is going to be the rest of the yard. So again, homesteading doesn't have to be huge. You've got 100 square feet that's producing my meat. Byproduct of that is going to help me feed my family from the garden. Obviously the rest of it, it's not a difficult option to go homesteading in an urban environment. So think small, think positive, and do a little bit of work. You know, I mulched this whole yard this morning with my kids in about an hour and a half. Free mulch from the the city woodpile. So it hasn't cost me a penny. That was thrown out. All the wood pallets were free. They were thrown out at an industrial site. So a lot of this is free. So it's cheap to homestead if you do it right. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video on my 3,000 pounds of in 100 yards, 100 feet rather, and then obviously the byproduct of that as well. All right, so this is Eddie from Food for Thought for the Instructables website, instructables.com. Come and check us out on there. We've got a few of our videos on there, but come and check us out from Instructables onto to the YouTube as well. So I appreciate all your time. Take care. Bye for now.